Okay, fine. So are you people able to see my screen? So fine. Yeah. I'm starting. Let me open the Visual Studio Code. So yesterday we learned some of the main important concepts like layout techniques, that is nothing but the floating, and also the position properties, different types of position properties available. Those are nothing but relative, absolute. First one is the static, relative, absolute, fixed, and also last one is the sticky. So we have learned different layout techniques. Now the web page which we have developed, I think this is the web page, I think. So the web page which we have developed, yesterday. So this is the web page what we have developed. Okay, just I'm zooming in. Now this web page right now in the desktop side, in the desktop level, if you are trying to see in the desktop level, so it is looking fine. Okay, but if you try to see in the mobile version, so if I try to see in this mobile version, now in this mobile version it is not looking well. Okay, if you try to see in the mobile, and also if you try to go into the inspect element, and here in this inspect element you will be able to find here the mobile option. Yeah, hello. Okay, so you told that I'm able to see your screen. So one sec. So are you people able to see the screen? Yeah. So now sorry, so this is our web page which we have designed yesterday using the position properties and all those things. Now this web page, if you try to see in the desktop mode, it is fine. So in desktop mode, so little bit of margins and paddings, if you try to do it, it is fine. So navigation is looking fine, and the header and all those things also looking fine for us, not a problem. But when I try to see it in the mobile, so the mobile thing is nothing but if you go to the inspect element, and if you try to see it, inspect element, and let's try to open this one, inspect element, and here you'll be able to see a mobile option. Okay, so if you click on this one, in every Chrome developer tools you'll be able to see, not only in the Chrome, in Firefox, in IE also it is available, this option. Edge it will be available. Now if you try to see these things, here you'll be having the list of all the devices which are supported. So if you want to also, you can add it, not a problem. In the edit section you'll be able to find it. So here you'll be finding a lot more things. So this is out of beyond this concept. So now here, let's say that I opened the website in the iPhone SE. Now let's try to make it as 100% so that people will be able to see it. I will make it left side. Yeah, here this is how the mobile the layout looks in the, what I can say, in our iPhone SE. iPhone SE means small device, iPhone XR. So this is how our layout looks like this. So this is not looking pretty much well. So this is not the scenario what we expected. So in mobile also we need to show the website in a somewhat nice manner. So in order to do this one, what we need to do. So for example, if you try to see here, the home, about, contact, feedback, and these all try to fit in the mobile version. Okay, but we should not happen. It should not happen like this. So now what we need to do. So as we already told you, right, CSS1 introduction. So we got the floats concept and all those things. So in the late 2010 before, so there is no responsive design and all those things. So all the websites which you try to see, Microsoft or anything, so it will be coming in the left side. So you'll be able to see the left side. So right now some of the websites are also there which come in the left side, some part only. Okay, at the time there are only 640 pixel CRT monitors, something like that, 992 1024 pixel monitor CRT monitors used to be there. So that is the biggest resolution they used to have. 640 resolution is the ideal resolution at that time. So right now we got the screens which is supporting 920 resolutions as HD, full HD, and what I can say, 4K resolutions also came. So many resolutions all came. So now the website has to support all the types of resolution. So in order to do this one, so one of the common techniques, we are having so many techniques in the CSS to achieve this responsive website design. So one of the most important thing to achieve this responsive design is the media queries. Okay, so media queries means we will adapt the design to different screen sizes using the media queries. Adapt means it will adapt to the device. So for example here, so this layout is adapted to the screen. Now if I try to see in the mobile, this is not adapted. So this is not adapted to this one. So we need to make our website adapt to the particular devices. So whatever the device it may be, the web page should satisfy. So that is the main concept first. So now let's try to see what are the different types of media queries, and now we understood about this media query, why we will be using this media queries. Media queries is nothing but, so in order to support all the type of devices, we will be using the media queries. So now media queries, first one, media queries are initiated with @media. Okay, let's try to open this notepad. I'll try to open here. Yeah, media queries are initiated. Initiated means are started with, it will be started with @media. Okay, so this one is called as an CSS @rule. So there are CSS @rule, so many rules are there. @rule. We will try to discuss. So @where and @import, like this will be there. So this is called as an @rule. And this @media can be used for variety of use cases. So first one is targeting different types of output. Okay, different types of output. So let's try to see. First one is that targeting the different types of output. So normally what we can say, websites are often displayed on screens. That means, so we will be able to see the website. So this is the website, we are able to see only on the screen. But CSS, now the CSS what we are trying to use can be used to only the websites for the screen, right? Not only for the screen thing. So CSS can be used for styling the other outputs too. So let's say that other outputs means, what I can say is, if I want to print this one, okay, if I try to do Control P, now you will be able to see the different output manner. So this is the printed output. Now this is a digital output and this is the printed output. So now we can write the CSS how to look in the print also, how to look this one in the print also, we can use it. So how we can do it, let's try to see. Now let's go here and use and create a new file, media queries. First step we'll try to understand HTML, and here I will try to use media.css. Now here I am using HTML, I am creating the boilerplate. Now here first one is different types of output, right? So first let's try to take div class is equal to box. Okay, and so this is the title or something like this I have used. Now let's go and add the link for this one, and here link I can use css/media/css. So now this is the title. Now this box, the font size is around 30 pixel and the color of this one is red. So this is the basic thing I have added. Now let's try to see in the live server. Now here I am able to see this is the title. Now when I try to print this one, okay, now I am able to see here this is the title in the red color. Now when I am trying to print this text, now in the printing I don't want to show it in the red color. Why? Because I don't want to waste the coloring. I want to show it instead of black color or gray color. So for this reason what I can do is I can use @media and I can use the print option. Okay, so for printing case, now what I can do is dot box. So for this box color I want to make this font size as 30 centimeters or something like this. Okay, and I can use this color of black or gray or anything. Now this is the CSS styles which I have written exclusively for printing. Now if you try to see the output, let's try to remove this one, cancel, and let's try to refresh it. Yeah, now when I try to press the Control P, now you will be able to see some big font. Why? Because I have given something around 30 centimeters, right? Let's try to make it 10 centimeters. Now if you try to see the output, so now this is very big. So let's try to make it as 5 centimeters or 3 centimeters. Let's try to see. Okay, now this is the title. So now we have changed the font size and also the color of this one also. So like this we have changed. Now if you want to give pixel also, you can give it, not a problem. So just I am showing you. If I try to give 50 pixel or something, normally we will be using fixed things for this one, for printing thing. So, but we will not target more about the printing thing. So here, this is the title, we are able to see it. So this is how we can target the different types of output also. So this is called as in different types of output. Now we have used this one at the right media like this, right? So now in the same HTML file, so here we are having the css/media.css. This is a single file which is targeting different outputs. That means first one is targeting for the screens, digitalizer thing, tablets or whatever maybe, computers or monitors, everything it is targeting. But this one is targeting for the printing. Now instead of keeping the same CSS, the different types of CSS in the same file, we can also split the CSS also. Let's try to say that I am having another file, print.css. Okay, so this file should have only the print code. Okay, now I can do this one, and here this media.css, I am having what I can say, I am having the code, CSS code for the digitalizer thing, and print.css it is having for the print code. Okay, now here I can do something like print.css. So this one is fine. So this one is normally we know about this one. So two CSS are included. Now this one is we have split the code, nothing special is there. Now I can remove this media@print. Why? Because I have divided the code, right? So I know that this file, whatever the CSS file, whatever the CSS code we are writing in the print.css is intended for only printing of the CSS should apply only for the printing. Now this media.css, we know that it should apply only for the digitalizer thing. Now here I can write media is equal to print. Okay, in this scenario we can also use it. Now if you try to understand this one, so this link is, one second, this link is for the screen thing, or for all the things it will be. Now this CSS will apply only for the print nature. Now print.css, let's try to say that I applied it as an green, so that we'll be able to see in the print thing. Now if I try to see the output, now if I try to print Control P, now it is in green color. Now the CSS which is coming from the here print.css, and also we have written a condition @media. So how we have written here, instead of this one, for we have applied it for the entire CSS file itself here. So we are telling that media, it should be applied to only print thing. Okay, so there is no need to specify the media in the CSS. So it will automatically apply it for this one. Now you maybe understand that for what is this one. So what is the default value for this one? So default value for this one is media is equal to all. So if you mention it, or if you don't mention it is also, it's okay. It's not a problem. Or otherwise, so if it is in this one, means indirectly you are writing the code in the media all. So all you are writing in the media all. So this is also valid one only, but this is the default one. So normally we will not write this code. Okay, so this is about the basic things of the media query. Now you understood about the basic things of the media query. Now the code what we have seen. So if you write like this, or otherwise if you do like this also, one and the same. Okay, so but normally, so the default value is there, so that is the reason we are not using that one. That is the thing. Now you understood about the basic thing, targeting different types of output. Now targeting the different features. Okay, targeting different features. So I will explain you. So there are so many concepts in the media queries, but I will explain you whatever the things is necessary for us. So now targeting different features means, now let's say that, so this is our thing. Now here you are having mobile version. Okay, now if you try to see, I will try to make it here. Yeah, now this is our mobile version, right? Now if you try to see this is a portrait mode. If you try to see mobile in the vertical position, that is a portrait mode. Now if I flip over this one, so this is the landscape mode. So now you are tilting your mobile to the horizontal mode, then it will become a landscape mode. So this is called as a landscape mode, and this is called as an portrait mode. So targeting this type of features also we can use it. Now what I can do is, so now we have learned about this one, right? We have learned about this using this @media all or print whatever the thing you want. Okay, So this is nothing but we can call it as a type, different types of output. So this is all print and screen means digital thing, so you can target like this. So like this you'll be having. Now we are targeting different types of features. Now we can use the combination also, query combination also we can use it. Now I can use media, first one type, and we will be using is and here we will be using the feature. Okay, so this is the feature. Now this is the syntax for this one. Now let's try to use this syntax. Now here the box size, now media.css we are using it, right? The print.css, let's leave it. Now here @media, first one is, so if you want to target anything, all is the default thing. If you want, you can mention it or not, or otherwise you can do it. And feature, we can use something like orientation. So the landscape and all those things we will be using with the orientation. Now the orientation is, let's say that we are using the portrait. Okay, portrait mode. Oh, spelling mistake. Yeah, portrait. Now I will be using the like this, and inside this portrait mode I will be writing this one. Okay, now let's try to take the if we try to see the output, let's try to see the output. And if I tilt it here, see that CSS what we have applied, the CSS what it is trying to apply, font size and color red, in the portrait mode only it will apply, not in the landscape mode. If you try to see in the landscape mode, the text is normal. If I try to tilt it to the portrait mode, it is coming the red color and all those things. Now if I want to apply for the landscape mode, means media, all, and orientation. If you want to, you can remove all also, and also you can remove it, not a problem. So just I am explaining you the full form of this one. Landscape, and here I can use this box color, and I can take this box color. So here I can make it as 40 pixel, and here I can make it as yellow green or something like this. Now let's try to see the output. If you try to see the output, so here it is in the red color. If I try to tilt it, now it is in the font size is increased and it is in the yellow green color. Now you can also target the orientation, the feature of this one. So in which way it is, you can also target the orientation of the what I can say, the web page. Now you may be getting a doubt that, so can't we divide these two things in a separate file? Yes, we can divide it, not a problem. And here you will write the code in a such way that media is equal to same thing, all, and orientation. Okay, orientation portrait, you can use like this, portrait. Oh, sorry, portrait. Okay, now let's try to remove the CSS. So we can remove these all things. Why? Because the CSS is only intended for the portrait. There is no need to write again this condition. And now let's try to remove this landscape scenario also. Now we are having this box thing, so let's remove this one. So this is in the red color. Now let's say that we are creating print.cs only, will take it, and instead of targeting here, I want to target it in the orientation landscape. Okay, so we can change it like this. Now I have changed this one to, so media.css, the CSS should apply in the portrait, and the print.css should apply in the landscape. Print.css what you are having, okay, 50 pixel and all those things, and here we are having like this. Let's try to see the output. Now if you try to see the output, okay, fine. And if you try to change it, here it is in the green color, and also the font size is increased. Now the print.css is applying on the landscape mode, and media.css is applying on the portrait mode. Like this also you can mention. So if you want to divide the files CSS, you don't want to get confused or clumsy, you don't want to make it means different types of features and medias. If you don't want to write means, you can split the code into a separate CSS files, and you can use it like this. Either way is okay. So this is one of the concept. Now the another type is, so this is one of the important thing which we will be using more thing, adjusting the styles based on viewport size. Okay, so viewport size we will be using. Now here we will be using something like @media. So whatever thing you want, you can use type, and you will be using the condition here. Okay, so these are called as a media queries. So we are using these queries here. So these are the queries, conditions, right? Queries we will be using. So now for responsive design, one of the most useful media features involves the dimensions of the browser viewport. So this is the main important thing. Now let's try to learn about this one. Now here, these all things we will be using less often. Now let's try to remove these all the things. Okay, otherwise I will remove this one. Let's try to use only the media CSS only. Now in this media.css we are having a box 30 pixel and all those things. Okay, let's make it as, yeah. So now we are having font size this one. Now let's say that iPhone XR it is 414 pixel. Let's say that whatever the resolution it may be. So if the width exceeds 400 pixels, so if the web page resolution is device width is more than 400 pixel, so anything it may be more greater than 400 pixel means I need to change the color to green. If it is less than 400 pixel means it should be red color only. Okay, now default one it is in the red color. So now I need to add a condition that the resolution is greater than 400 pixel, then color should be green. So this is my requirement, color should be green of the box color. Now here you will having greater than or equal to, or otherwise, okay, greater than or equal to. Now the condition what you will try to write it @media. Okay, if you want you can write all and, or otherwise you can leave it. So now media @media and greater than or equal to 400 pixels. So that means minimum width is 400 pixel. So minimum it should be 400 greater than, so it can have anything. So that means minimum width. So min width is 400 pixel. Okay, so min width is 400 pixel. So if you are having minimum width of 400 pixel, let's try to comment it out. Yeah, so now min width is 400 pixel. Min width, here you need to understand the different meaning of this one. Min width, minimum width, the resolution, the minimum width should be 400 pixel. So if it is 401, 402 also, it's okay, fine. Minimum it should be 400 pixel. Then I want this box color. Okay, I can take this box color. So I don't want to bother about the font size. Whatever the font size it is there, 30 pixel, okay, fine, it can apply. But I want to change the green color. I want to change it to green color. Now for this box, what it will try to apply is, it will try to apply the font size 30 pixel. Why? Because it is applied for all the resolutions. So here we have written for all the resolutions. And now this one, for exclusively color, we are changing it to green color if it is greater than 400 pixel. Now if you try to see, immediately the color has changed to green color. Okay, why? Because the width has exceeded the 400 pixel. Now if I go to iPhone SE, immediately it is red color. Why? Because it is less than 400 pixel. So minimum width didn't match the minimum width. Because of that reason it is in red color. If you try to see the CSS for this one, elements, so here you'll be having, yeah. So now if you try to see the CSS for this one, now for this one, font size 30 pixel, color ready has been applied. For the top CSS has been applied. Now if you go to the iPhone XR, now see color red has been cancelled. Why? Because the resolution has been met, color green has applied, but font size will apply. Why? Because this is not in any condition. So this will apply for all the resolutions. Okay, if you want to change the font size means now you will override the font size also. Okay, font size 40 pixel. Now if you try to change the font size 40 pixel, so now font size also has been applied. Now if you go to the here, I see the font size will decrease. So now font size will apply. Now the important concept what you need to understand is the order of the CSS, very important. Now here you know that this box CSS will apply to all the resolutions. Now you have written at the top this 400 pixel and now you are trying to write this one at the bottom. So now what will happen? Let's try to see it. So now if I try to see in the 400 pixel also, it is still in the red color 30 pixel. So which should not apply. And if I am having this iPhone SE also, same thing it is happening. Why it is happening is, we have learned about the CSS algorithm, how it will work. So it will work on the 4 stages. Here the first one is the position and order of the CSS has been changed. So first box has been come, the new instance it has to give the box thing, this one. So it will apply the new thing, resolution for this one. Okay, so now here you are having another thing, something like what I can say, the specificity. Now the specificity comes into the issue. Now here it will apply like this. So if I go to into this one, so here also okay, specificity, this one is there. Let's try to apply this one for the specificity here. Now 400 pixel, the specificity will apply here. Why? Because in the 400 pixel, the space, this one for this one is having specificity more. If you go here, it will be in red color. Why? Because so we have written a condition in such a way that this CSS should apply only in the minimum width of 400 pixel. Okay, these things also you should keep it in mind. So these are all the things what we have learned. We need to apply all the combinations that we have did. So this is about the minimum width. Okay, now let's say that okay, fine. So here we are having the box thing, so which should be applied for all the scenarios we have written at the top. Okay, fine. Now now here we are having this 400 pixel or above, it's fine. Now let's say that let's remove this one box thing. Now let's say that whatever the resolution we are having less than whatever I can say, less than 400 pixel. Okay, so now up to 400 pixel or above we have applied this scenario, so it's working fine. But whatever the resolution we are having less than 400 pixel, so it should apply something like green color. Okay, or otherwise let's say that we'll copy this one and we'll save it at the bottom. So now here we are having max width. Okay, max width means less, so max it should be 400 pixel only. So 400 pixel or less than, it's okay. So max width, so that means it is something like less than or equal to, less than or equal to 400 pixel. Now here at exactly 400 pixel, these two will meet. Min width and max width will meet at exactly 400 pixel. Now at the time what it will try to do is it will try to take the position of order of the appearance and also specificity. These are all things it will apply. So if you don't want to apply like this means, so you can apply here 401 and here 400 pixel less means it will apply like this. So now here 400 pixel and less. Okay, 400 pixel and less, this one is here greater than 400 pixel. Okay, not greater than or equal to, here greater than or less than 400 pixel. So that means if the website resolution is exactly 400 pixel means, then this one will not apply. Here this will apply. Why? Because a max width, exactly the width is 400 pixel, and here the minimum width 401 pixel only it will apply. Now if you try to see 400 pixel and less, okay, so this is having 400 pixel and less. Now it need to apply something around so many colors are there, I'm not getting colors, remind, yeah, or something we'll use, go dark, golden, rot. Okay. So let's try to see the output. Now here it is less than 400 pixel, so because of this reason it has applied. Now if it is greater than 400 pixel, automatically the green color will apply. Okay, so these are the two things which we will be using more often. You will also have another option, something like you need to understand these things, conditions. So many conditions are there. Conditions means you will be able to understand. Min width means min width greater than or equal to, so whatever the thing, so specified resolution. Okay, max width means, so max, that means less than or equal to specified resolution. So you'll be having exact width. Width also you can use it in the place of this max width or min width. You can use the width also. You can use this width also, you can use it. So width means exactly 401 pixel only it will work. Other than that 401 pixel, the CSS will not work. So more less often we will not use, most of the times we will not use 0.01% will use this one. For exact particular resolution nobody will write. So between the range of resolution only we can use it. Now here I will be using something like width means exact specified resolution. Okay, so these are the things which we will be using. So we are having so many things, but these are the things which we will be using more often. And now what we can use is another scenario is, now let's say that, let's try to remove this one. Okay, now let's say that I am minifying this one. Okay, now if you try to see, I will move this one to the outside. Okay, now if you try to see here, so at the top you will be able to see 301, 307 pixel, 320 pixel. So exactly at the 400 pixel, let's try to see what will happen. Oh, sorry. 400 pixel also, see exactly I'm in the 400 pixel. It is in golden rod yellow color. Why? Because so this one is taking care. Now here the width is 401 pixel. Now the width is 401 pixel. Where is the output? Yeah. So now the width exactly in the 401 pixel. So it's still I am unable to do the 401 pixel, but you need to understand 401.71 I am using. So 401 something. Okay, so exact that pixel only this font size will apply. So I don't want this one, so I will try to change it to min width. Now everything will apply. So greater than 400 pixel means immediately it will change. See, immediately that the breakpoint, it is changing. This is called as a breakpoint. Okay, now let's say that I want to have between 500 pixel. Okay, let's say that between 500 pixel to 600 pixel, I want this font size to be in some other color. 500 to 600, let's assume. So it should be 500 to 600. Now that means what is the condition I can write is @media. Okay, min width is 500 pixel. Okay, and combination we can use it, and max width is so less than, right, less than 600 pixel. So now this is the condition we will be writing. Now here we are writing the combination in such a way that the minimum width should be 500 and the maximum width should be 600. That means between the 500 and 600 pixel, I want this box color should be some other color. Green arrow is there, so we'll change it to red color. Okay, so now let's try to see the output. Now if you try to see the output, this is in red color. Now let's try to see it. Immediately this is color is changing. If you try to see, this is in yellow color something. Now in the 400 pixel, it is in the green color. And if it is in the 500, so we are approaching the 500. See, 500 it has changed it to red color. Now up to 600 it will stay at 6 what I can say, red color only. Now immediately it is changed to green color. Why? Because so this minimum width has been applied. So now this condition is satisfied. Why? Because whatever it may be, 400 pixel above, it should follow. Now if you try to make it at the top, okay, now all the time it will be in goldenrod color only. Why? Because these two conditions are matching. Sorry. This min width, right? So this is matching and this one is matching. Now whichever comes the earlier, it will match it. So you know these all position and ordering. I don't want to explain you. So we need to be very careful in writing the media queries. So you need to understand that we need to use as much less often. So the media queries it should be. I will tell you the real-time scenario how we will be writing the media queries. So this is how we will be using the media queries. Not only the pixel, we can also use whatever the sizing units we have discussed, right? Centimeters, inches, EMs, centimeters, we can use it. Inches, we can use it. EMs, we can use it. Whatever the thing you want, you can use it. Okay. So this is what about the media queries. So whole concept. Okay. So you people able to understand this media queries? Not only the min width and all those things, min height also you can do it. Height means nothing but right now we are using the like this, right? So like this we are trying to change it, right? Height, we will try to change the height like this. So this one also we can use this one, min height. You will be using the min height, and min and max is the same thing. So these are the concepts in the media queries. Now let's try to implement the real-time scenario, how we can design the responsive layout website. Now you understood about the media queries and all those things. So if you have any doubts, means you can ask me. So more concepts are there. So, but these are the most important things. So if you want to learn more about this one, means you will be having Mozilla MDN, you will be having W3 skills. Okay. So in this one, you will be able to see media queries more. So you will be having these all the things. See here we have used only the width. These are all the things only we have used it. But here so many things are there. Okay. And print we have seen, screen we have seen, and hover. So at the rate hover also we have used the max width. So color, these all things are there. So if you go on discuss this one, so many things will be. So you can use the combination min width and orientation. It should be landscape only. Min width and orientation. So these things combination also we have seen. And not means whatever we have written, that reverse it will follow. Okay, not means everything negotiated. So like this you will be having these all things. So these things are used in the level 4, it seems, less than or equal to. So these things are improvements, it seems. So instead of using this max hyphen functionality and all those things, we can use also this less than or equal to, they are saying. But I think most of the browsers will not support. See, support in the modern browsers has reasonable support, it seems, but some browsers will not support it. So we should not use this one. So future week, if you want, you can use it. So min width, max width only is the main thing which we should use it. So these people, so these are the things only. So not these things only, but the things what we have discussed is the general 99%, 99.99% we will be using these things only. Other than this, we will not use these all the things. So these all things are more. So if you want to more deep means we can do it. Now using the concepts what we have learned, let's try to design the responsive layout. So first we will try to design the responsive layout. Let's try to see it some part. then you will understand. Now I am creating a website. Okay, responsive dot html. So this is our HTML. Now we need to design the responsive layout design. Now here I am creating a CSS file. I will create the CSS file with responsive.css. I will try to keep responsive.css only. Okay. Now here let's go to the HTML. Now I am creating the HTML. Now this is, let's try to add the link for this one. Link is css/responsive. Now this is the main thing what we are trying to use it. Okay, now let's try to see the responsive thing here. We know for web page design we will be using, first one is the header thing. So let's try to write the skeleton header. Next one is the nav. Okay, nav, and second one is the body, main, and last one is the footer. Okay, we'll try to do some e-commerce type of thing, product showing and all those things. Now in the header let's try to write it one by one. Okay, so normally what the people, what we need to target is all the time, where is this responsive? Yeah, normally what you need to think is, so this is our responsive right now, nothing is there. Every time the CSS frameworks, which we'll discuss after the sessions, coming later on sessions, we'll discuss about the framework thing. The most approved thing, so the most approved means reliable, or so reliable thing is, approach is, first we need to target the mobile devices. Okay, mobile first approach. So this is the most reliable thing. I will try to show you how we can overcome this one, how we can find advantage on this one. So now let's try to see that. We'll target the mobile thing, or otherwise let's go to the inspect element, or other we can go, and I am going to this one. So let's try to take this one also. Here I will try to keep it iPhone SE. Let's make it as 125 degrees. Yeah. So now this is a 125%. Now this is our mobile web page. Right now it is empty. Now first I want to design the layout for the mobile. Let's try to design the layout for this mobile. Sorry, layout, not a layout, header for this mobile. So header means nothing but what I can say is, I will be having the business name, or otherwise project name. So here you will be using something like responsive web page or anything, or otherwise responsive web page. Let's try to make it. And another one, we will be having another thing, something like our sales number. So I can give something like sales, and here in the strong I can use something like 143 -234 -567. So this is our header. Let's try to see this output. Now if you try to see the output of this one, so we are able to see it at the top, this one. Fine, it's fine. Now we are targeting for this one, right? So here let's try to write the title. Here I will write class is equal to, so this is the real-time approach how we will be doing. Here you can write something like title. Okay, and here this is a sales number. Okay, sales. Now we need to target this header. So now we need to do the responsive for this header thing. Let's go to the responsive.css. First, you know that we are targeting the mobile approach. Let's say that here we are having this title. So first one is the title and second one is the sales number. If you try to go here, you will be able to see. So in this header you are having, first one is the title and second one is the sales. Let's try to target this one. Now here what I will try to write. So we are having dot header. Inside this one we are having h1. Okay, if you want you can also use the title, h1 dot title. So we are using all the combination of selectors also. So h1 dot title. Now I don't want these all margins and all those things. I am removing these all margins. I want to arrange these margins, which the HTML gives you, the browser agent gives, the user agent gives the default styling. I don't want those things. And the first one, so what we can take is box sizing thing also. So we already discussed about this box sizing thing, border box, and so what we can do is star before and also star after, so that we can predict the box thing. So when you are trying to give margin, padding and width, so you can so it will be aligned within the width that one. Now this is margins 0 pixel. Okay, now the margin has been decreased. Now I don't want this one to be left side. I want this one to be center in the mobile screen. Okay, let's try to make it as h1 title text align center, or otherwise what I can say is here instead of having this only this one, I want the sales also to be center. This number and the heading total thing should be in the center. Now these total things are on the header thing. So if you apply text align center to this header, automatically everything, the content which is present inside this one, it will be center. Let's try to write here header tag which is having class of header. So I want to make it as text align center. Okay, so we did this one. Now everything is made center. Okay, now this is center. I want to add some background color for this one. Okay, this entire header thing. So let's try to add the header. Now if you try to see, the body is having some margin. So the margin, this has given by the browser. Let's try to remove this margin also. I want to have entire thing. So let's make it as margin 0. Okay, so this is one combination. So now everything is perfect. Now I want to give some color for this one. Let's try to say for header only, right? Background color I will give light coral. Okay, perfect. So now it is in the perfect. The color of everything should be in the white color. So here I will give white color. Now I have given the white color, or somewhat better. So if you want, you can give another color also, not a problem. Or otherwise we will take it as somewhat dark color so that it will look somewhat nice. Yeah, so the space, I want to add some space between this top and the bottom. Why? Because to the background color, to the color, it is somewhat sticked. So now let's try to add the background padding for this one. So here it will come the padding. So we have applied for this one, right? So 10 pixel. Let's try to apply this one. Yeah, perfect. So now the what I can say is, for the mobile, the header is somewhat fine for us. So basic thing we are trying to design it. So for mobile thing it is fine. Now let's try to see it in the iPad Air. So I want to see this one in the iPad Air. So in the iPad Air, so it is 70%. Let's make it 100%. In the iPad Air, now what I want is, so I don't want this responsive web page and the sales also to come one by one down. So it should be, responsive web page should be left side and sales should be at the right side. Why? Because a lot of space is there. So why to waste this one? Okay, so why to waste this one? So instead of doing the mobile approach, I want to responsive web page should come here and the sales should come here. Let's try to do that one. So now the target is 820 pixel, right? So whatever the resolution, so greater than 800 pixel, the responsive web page should be left side, the title should be left side, and the contact number should be right side. Let's try to do that scenario. Now what I will try to do is here my concept. So now here these are all the CSS for the mobile thing. So we are not applying any condition. Now here we are writing it's such a scenario that media, what is the target? So which is greater than or equal to 800 pixel. We are targeting 800 pixel. Okay, 800 pixel. Now here greater than or equal to means min width 800 pixel. So whatever the thing, it is 800 pixel. Now I want to do it. So what I need to do it, so whatever the thing you are having in the header, so whatever the thing I am having in the header, so the h1 tag, okay, h1 tag only, right? Or otherwise h1 dot title. So we know that we have applied the title and it should be float left. Okay, it should be float left. So we have learned about the float concept. So now it has moved left side, and this one it should be float right. Okay, for this header, if you want, you can also give minimum height. Okay, so minimum height also you can give, or otherwise let's make it as 50 pixel or otherwise 60 pixel, so that it will be very fine for us. Yeah, it's fine. And the sales also should be right side. Now what is this sales thing? So we know that in the header we are having if you want to see in the header, so in the header we are having sales. So I can go header and dot sales. I can write the dot sales and it should be right side. So I can write float right. Okay, now if you try to see the output, so this is the right side. If you want, you can apply some padding top 10 pixel or 15 pixel so that it will come little bit down. Okay, so this is fine. Now let's go to the mobile screen again. Mobile screen, it is fine. And if I go to the iPad screen, it is also fine. So if you want to add the padding also, you can increase the padding. For which one you want to increase the padding? For the header, you can increase padding of 20 pixel comma 0 pixel. So now for the greater than resolution only I am adding what is happened. So 20 pixel, or otherwise you'll try to increase some more pix header. For this one padding 20 pixel comma 0 pixel, we have applied it. So for this padding header, okay, so we have given more specificity for this one. So let's try to make it header dot header. Okay, so these are the things you need to understand. So specificity we have given. So like this you will be able to realize, right? So all the people, so without knowing this one, what they will try to do is they will try to keep, so for example, let's say that I have applied here only header, but at the top I have applied header dot header. Now if you try to see, so now the if you try to see here padding 20 pixels, so this one should not be, this is the main thing it should apply. Why? Because it is in the min width, greater than 800 pixel, 20 pixel is there, but here this 10 pixel only it is applying. Why? Because this is because of the specificity. So some people what they will try to do is, so in order to get this one to work, so they will try to add the important, which is very much bad actually. So we should not use the important most of the time. So now the 20 pixel will apply fine, but you have used most of the specificity. The important has a specificity of about 10,000. So now nobody can replace this 20 pixel. Tomorrow if I want to change this 20 pixel in a higher dimension and a higher resolution, something like laptop or any 4K resolution, I want to change the padding, means I cannot change it. So it will be all the time 20 pixel itself. Now if I go here into this iPhone SE means okay fine. So this one media resolution it is there, so not a problem. But if I go to another resolution, so minimum width is there, right? Where is this one? See, this is only 768. Okay, now all the time this one will apply. So this is a very bad practice. We should not use the important. Now you know about the specificity concept and all those things. Now what you can do, so okay fine, I have used more specificity for this one. It has a specificity of around 1 and this one is using only class thing, it is having only 10. Why what I will try to do, I will try to add some more specificity for this one. That's it, finish. Now it will try to apply the 20 pixel. Now if you want to rearrange it or anything, if you want to do it, means you can arrange it. So here I can apply, I can increase the 80 pixel. So why? Because we have increased the size, right? So now I can add the 80 pixel. Now what I can do, now here the thing is, so little bit of margin left and margin right I want to apply for the H1 and the sales. Okay fine, so here I will apply margin left of 1 em, and here I will try to apply margin right of 1 em. Okay, so now we have applied the, so this one is applied. Why this one is not applied? Margin left of 1 em. So header, inside the header, inside the title I have added. Let's try to see again the specificity issue and all those things you will have. So here I have used something like margin header h1 dot title. Here also again the specificity has increased. So these are all the things you need to understand. So right now we have written, so we are able to understand the concepts. So I'll use the same thing only. So let's, oh sorry. So now this one will be overridden very easily. So now we will be able to understand very easily. Okay, so this is the thing. Now let's try to see in the iPhone SE. It is very fine. Sorry, in the iPad Air also it is very fine. Now let's try to remove the desktop. Let's go to the desktop resolution. Now I am in the desktop resolution. Now if you try to see in the desktop resolution, now in this one also if you try to see here, this one is having like this margin, and here it is also having 1 em. Okay, now so now what I want to do is, so here this header, okay, in the desktop resolution it's fine. So for example, let's say that I want to decrease somewhat height. So this height is around 80 pixel, right? I don't want this much of height, so I want to decrease the height to some around 60 pixel or something like this. Okay, I want to decrease something like 60 pixel, means okay fine. Oh sorry, this one is actually in the zooming thing. So if we try to see it, it will be fine only. So if you want to change it, means we can also change it. For example, let's say that this strap color in this desktop resolution, it should be not in the brown color, it should be in the green color. Let's assume full green color. Now what I can write is, so here @media, okay, min width, which is of type 1200 pixel. Let's say that 1200 pixel and above. I want the background color. So for which one I have added the background color, header dot header, right? So header dot header. So try to maintain the consistency of these class names so that specificity issue will go away. So right now for the demo purpose I am writing. So here I can remove these all the text center and all those things. So these all things are okay, fine. So it should apply. And here I need to change only the green, full green or dark green, or otherwise dark green is there. Yeah. So now I want to change the background color for this one. See, immediately for this one, the header color has changed to dark green. Okay, so this background color brown has been cancelled. Why? Because I have written minimum width resolution of 1200 pixel. Now let's go to this. What is this one? Mobile resolution. It is in still it is in the brown color. Why? Because so for mobile resolution I have added only the brown color. Now it will be going on, it will be in the green color only, green color. Now it has so here if you try to see 1175 resolution is there. So now it will, when it goes to the 1200 resolution, it's changed to green color. So this is whatever the CSS you want to change it using the media queries. So we need to follow this type of approach. Okay, now we have designed the header. Okay, header thing is completed. Now we want to do the navigation. Let's try to write it now like this. So first, what is our approach? We need to follow mobile approach. So now we have designed it for this one. So let's go to the mobile. So first let's try to do the navigation for this mobile thing. Let's try to make it here. Now let's try to add the navigation for this one, mobile approach. Now you are having here nav. So UL I am taking the same concept, or otherwise you can take directly anchor links directly, you can take if you want. For demo purpose I am showing. So here nav items. Okay. Otherwise ul dot nav underscore items greater than li into 3 greater than a. Okay, so these are the things we are having. So let's add a home, about, and another one is a contact. Okay, so these are the ul items we are having. Let's try to see the output, how it will be. Now these items are somewhat so basic HTML, what the HTML is given. Let's try to do one by one. First let's try to do the mobile approach. So here up to here header thing is completed. Now here we are doing for the navigation. If you want you can write it like this so that you can be able to understand. So normally and navigation. Okay, if you want to write like this you can use it. So now in between this navigation I will try to write. Now navigation is nothing but nav dot nav. For now we have nothing to do, right? So for example, inside the nav we are having ul element. Okay, let's try to say. So in a list style none. Okay, we have written, list style none. Now the next one is, let's try to see the output. So this one is gone. Now the next one is for the li items. Now here instead of showing home, about, contact side by side, I want to show each one should take the whole width of this one. Why? Because this is a mobile resolution. Now what I can do here, so nav inside ul, inside li, inside a. So these things it should be display inline block. So why? Because it should take the width of 100%. So and I need to add width of 100%. Now let's try to see the output. If you try to see the output, so fine. Now what I will try to do, I will try to remove this text decoration. So I don't want this underline thing. So I am removing that underline. Gone. Now I want to increase some font size. So font size of something around 1.5 em or anything, whatever thing you want, you can give it. Home about is there. Now I want this one to be center align. Okay, let's try to make it as text align center. Fine. So these are somewhat fine, and somewhat it is not center. Why it is not center? Let's try to see it. So if you try to see, UL has a default margin for this one, so which is set by the browser. Let's try to remove that margin. So here I will try to give margin 0. Okay. Now still these are not in the center. Okay, this is having all padding also it is having. Let's try to make the padding also 0. Okay, now here let's try to see the output. Yeah, these are center. Now what I want is I want to add a strip color for this one. So each one should have a strip color, something around background color should be lime yellow, whatever, lime green or anything what I want. So I have 2 red colors. So just you understand the concept. Now these are somewhat fine. Now I want some gap between those things. Green color is somewhat very bad. I will try to add this one. This one is also very bad, or otherwise I will change it to black here, then somewhat it will be. Yeah, now I want to add some padding for this one. So padding, I am applying something around 5 pixel at the top and 0 pixel left and right. So I don't want to apply left and right. Somewhat padding has increased. Now I want to add border bottom. Okay, border bottom of 1 pixel solid black. Let's take it as a black. Okay, so now this one is looking somewhat fine. Now this navigation, if I try to click on this navigation, so wherever I click it, it is working. Okay, so wherever I'm clicking, it is working. So fine, these things is for the mobile thing. Now what about this iPad Air? Where is this iPad Air? So what about this iPad Air? Let's try to make it 100%. Yeah, so now in this iPad Air, I don't want this one to be aligned one by one down. I want this one to be aligned side by side. That too, it should take equal lengths. Why? Because we are having only 3 navigation links. So why can't we make it as side by side? Whereas in the mobile, it is fine for me to come one by one down. So now what I can say, so let's go to the iPad Air and let's try to make it 100% so that it will be visible for you. Yeah. So now I want to make it, what I can say, side by side. So we know already the concept how to make it. Oh, where I have written this all navigation thing. Okay, in the 800 pixel I have written. So this is for the mobile thing, right? So now here end navigation and navigation. I need to take it. I will place it at the top. Sorry. So these things for the mobile thing. Now for minimum width of 800 pixel. Now let's try to, if you want, you can copy these all. Otherwise let's leave it. Where is this one? Where is this one gone? Yeah, so minimum width of 800 pixel, right? So now in this one, what I will try to do is, first one is inside the nav, UL, and inside the LI. So these should be float left. Okay. Now let's try to see the output. So when I made this float left, immediately it one by one came beside. So now it should be something around, each one, the width should be 33.33%. This is the only width, right? I remember. So exact one. So each one took the same thing. Now let's go to the .nav ul lia. So this is the anchor link item. I don't want this border bottom. So I don't want this border bottom. This one is not looking fine. So I can remove this border bottom. None. I can remove this border bottom thing. Okay, so it went away. Now I want to add some padding to this one. So if you want, you can add padding of 10 pixel, 0 pixel, and this should be inline block and all those things will be applied at the top only. So now this is one but fine. I want to add border right for this one. Okay, fine. Let's try to add, instead of this one, I will try to add border right of 1 pixel solid black. Okay. Now if you try to see the output, so fine. At last one, for the last one, we are able to see one black bar, right? So we can remove this border for the last item. So if you want to remove means, for example, let's say that I will try to, we can remove it using the pseudo classes. For the li last child, okay, for the li last child and the anchor item, so the border right should be none. Okay, for the li last child. Now if you try to see, the border has been removed for the last item. Now these are equally aligned. Now these are clickable and these are equally thing. So if I go to the mobile thing, these are like this. If I go to the iPad thing, these are like this. Now if I go to the desktop, it will be aligned like this only. So not a problem. If you want specific design for this in this desktop mode means, you can write the things in the minimum width 1200 pixel. Okay. So this is how we will be designing. Now if you try to see how nice it will be. Let's see that. So the colors also changing, and immediately it went to like this. So immediately it went like this. Okay, so without any problem, so without get confusing on the media queries and all those things, so we can design it like this. So like this minimum planning we need to have. So going on adding media queries means it will create a confusion in such a way that which CSS is applying to the element we are unable to determine. So we will go to in a situation that we are unable to modify the code. So we need to write in a particular way. The code should be in a such a way that we should feel very happy when we are trying to modify the code. So when we are trying to modify the code means we should be able to do it. Yeah, for me, if I want to transform means I can transform it very easily, not a problem. Or other, so if you try to write so much of things means you will try to avoid it. So when the modifications come means you will try to avoid the code. So like that should not happen. The code should not become like that. Okay, you should be able to control the code. The code should not control you. So that is the thing I can explain you. In Monday session, what we'll try to do is we'll try to design these all, what I can say, products and all those things. Also we'll try to design the body, and we will try to do it in the responsive way. Okay, so is there any doubts? Is there? So are you able to understand these media queries? So fine, try to practice these things. So Monday we will design this, so what I can say, products page and footer things, so that we can close the session of the media queries. Okay, fine then. So Monday we'll meet. Yeah. Yeah, is there anyone online in the YouTube?